I am definitely very happy to be able to spend some time with you all this evening in this inaugural webinar of the Civils Club organized by the IAS Hub, which is running under the aegis of the Students' Movement of the Malangara Orthodox Syrian Church. Let me first of all compliment the IAS Hub on organizing this unique program and also trying to motivate the youngsters. They are our future. Let me tell all the youngsters right at the outset that your dreams are very much achievable. And you should start with that feeling in your mind. And definitely you are on the right track having started so early. And this will help you very much as you go forward in life. Today, I have been asked to speak about a topic known as developing personality traits desirable for a civil services aspirant. You may wonder why in the scheme of the examination, where a large number of written papers are there, why we are starting with the personality test. So I would give you an explanation on this. We are doing this for the reason that this is precisely what a smart UPSC candidate would do. If you look at the scheme of the examination, you will realize that there are many written papers, and each of the written papers carries a weightage of 250 marks. But the personality test carries a bigger weightage in terms of marks, and it is assessed out of 275 marks. So the UPSC itself gives a lot of importance to the personality test. It's a most scoring paper, and you can score very quickly. Please understand that the personality test of the Union Public Service Commission is over in 60 minutes time. The written papers are long in coming. You have to prepare for months and years together. But the personality test is quickly over, and the most interesting part of the personality test is that it will help you to do what I would like to call paratrooping. You know what paratrooping is? Paratrooping is coming from behind and landing ahead. What I mean to say is that since the personality test is a very scoring paper and can be, if you are on the right track in your preparation, the result of the personality test can pull you from a lower position in the merit list to a higher position. So you are coming from behind and going ahead. So it is a very smart way of improving your overall India position. And if you want to do topping, which should be the aim of each and every candidate present here, I would like to address you as candidate, UPSC candidate. This should be your aim to top the list, come to the top of the list, not just find a mention of your name at the tail end. No, that will not do. You should be able to come to the top, and in that the personality test will help you. Let me give you some traits of the personality test, of the of personality. I will not go into an academic discussion of what personality is. If you go to a psychologist or psychiatrist or sociologist, they will give you all kinds of definitions. Let us not spend time on all of that. You know very well what personality is, but I will mention some aspects which I think are important for a civil services aspirant, a candidate. So the important traits according to me are self-esteem, the capacity to communicate well, and you should learn also to disagree. You must have a pleasant personality. You should have maturity in your views. Maturity in views means don't take extreme positions. That doesn't help in life. You have to cut a middle path. You must have a good posture, well turned out, know how to dress yourself properly. It doesn't mean rich apparel, rich dress, no, but decent, impressive way of dressing. Good, clean clothes, suited for the occasion. Not wearing anything, any color, any combination, no. It should be proper. Then be genuine. You should not be bluffing. You should be able to speak the truth about it. If you don't know something, then you should not try to pretend that you know that and try to misguide the members of the board. They will definitely catch you. Be optimistic and sporting. You may not know all the answers which they are looking for. No candidate will know everything. So you should accept that there will be some areas where you are not able to come up to the mark. Doesn't matter. Wait for your turn in the subsequent part of the personality test, and I am sure you will be able to, if you approach in an optimistic manner, you will be able to put your best foot forward. Then you have to be a lifelong learner. Lifelong learning is very important because that is the attitude that will help you not only to reach the civil services, but also to do well in it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take up a couple of personality traits, discuss them in fair detail, and then wind up my talk because of limitations of time. So the most important attribute, according to me, is self-esteem. Self-esteem goes by different names. Some people call it confidence. Some people call it self-confidence. Some people call it trusting oneself. Some others will call it self-belief. All these terms are used in an interchangeable way. But let me tell you, they are not identical. To my mind, self-confidence is a child of self-esteem. Self-esteem is so important. It is actually the foundation of your personality. Yeah, and if the foundation is not good, you cannot build other skills and traits onto yourself, and you will not be able to do well. You will be shaking when it comes to facing difficult situations. Then, what exactly is self-esteem? Self-esteem is nothing but having a high sense of self-worth. Usually, our religious leaders, any religion for that matter, they teach us, love others. But my young friends, let me ask you today this question. Do you love yourself? And more important, do you respect yourself? You may have many reasons for saying that I am not from a good background. My parents are not well placed. We are not from a rich. I'm not from a rich family. I don't live in a tall house. I don't move around in a long car. My dear youngsters, let me tell you, all these things are not important. In fact, they should inspire you to follow your dreams in a better manner. Very interesting thing about self-esteem is that your self-esteem is always under threat. It is as if the world, sometimes knowingly, sometimes unknowingly, is trying to lower your sense of self-esteem. So it can happen when a child is growing up in the socialization process or in your daily social interactions, you will receive a number of negative feedbacks, rejections, rebuffs. Sometimes sarcasm is used on you. Snide remarks are given. Some people try to be smart at your expense. And let me also tell you that these negative comments and remarks for you will come not mainly from strangers, but people who are known to you quite well. Your classmates, your friends, sometimes your relatives, sometimes unknowingly your own teachers, and very unintentionally, unwittingly, your parents also. It can happen, and it does happen. Be aware of this. How do you handle this? Not by getting into quarrel with anybody. You don't have to quarrel. But in your mind, instantaneously, you have to reject these negative comments coming towards you. You have to instantaneously do it. Not only instantaneously, before you go to sleep, in your bed, think about what happened. If there had been anything negative told about you, you must make a bundle out of it, throw it out of your mental window, and throw it out of your system, your personality, your body, your mind, and go to sleep comfortably. Your subconscious mind should tell you while you are sleeping that you are a person of worth. You are a respectable person. You are a responsible person. This is something very, very important I am telling you. I have seen people reach high stations lacking self-worth. You can check them up very easily. So, my dear youngsters, understand that you are a worthy person. You have a place in this universe. You have a place in your college, in your school, in your family, in your household. And one secret, let me tell you about self-esteem. The secret is that when your level of self-esteem is very high, you can take up any challenge. And UPSC examination is a very challenging examination. You are competing against a million people. It's a big challenge. How do you sustain yourself? How do you keep going on? Because of your high level of self-esteem. You are optimistic and you think you can achieve it. You believe in it. And that is what the magic of self-esteem is. The next trait which I want to talk about is communication. When I say communication, I am referring to oral communication. Personality test is something which is done orally. Written work is not involved in this. You should be able to explain an idea properly. whatever is the language you're using. And in the UPSC's case, it happens to be English language. So you should know English language fairly well. You don't have to be a Shakespeare for this, but you should be able to communicate in simple language an idea properly, persuasively. It is very necessary. Don't feel bad that your accent is not good. Whatever accent, grammar you are taught in Kerala schools, they are quite decent. You can go to any part of the world and make yourself understood. What is the purpose of communication? The purpose of communication is to persuade. I will explain that point a little later also, but do understand that communication is not just throwing words. There is a purpose behind communication. So the purpose of communication is to move a person, the listener, from point A to point B. Point A is his standard position, and point B is your point of view, your stand. So to move the listener from his position to your position is the purpose of communication. And that is what persuasion is. A lot of people have difficulty in feeling comfortable speaking to strangers. This is a very common aspect with lot of youngsters, especially teenagers, who are struggling to find an identity for themselves. You have to really get into the field of speaking in order to overcome the fear of speaking. You should be able to be pleasant. You should know how to disagree. This is an important aspect of communication. You don't have to be unfriendly or unpleasant while you are disagreeing. If you watch the Malayalam channels, their discussions in the evening, they are not very good models. They are definitely not very good models, and you need a little bit coaching in how to disagree. That as we go forward, the academy will organize for you. I will give you a couple of suggestions how to improve your speaking powers. One thing is take part in debates, elocution competitions in your schools and in your colleges. This is a very, very helpful thing. It is not important to win prizes, but it is very necessary to take part so that you overcome the fear of speaking and feel comfortable speaking in English and feel comfortable in explaining an idea, trying to persuade somebody. So another way you can try is to use your smartphone. Now, these days, everyone has got a smartphone. So use your smartphone, go to the video part of it, speak alone in the privacy of your bedroom or in your house, speak and then play it back. Then read about that matter again, improve your knowledge, again speak. Like that, do it 4 or 5 times and you will realize that gradually you are increasing your powers of speaking. You can select a good topic from current affairs and then speak. You can take an issue from what's happening around you and then you will be able to make use of this time to improve your GK also. So that is one smart way of doing. Why I am saying all this, the personality test is not a question answer session. I would like to explain it in a different way actually. I would like to say that the personality test is not a game of cat and mouse. You've seen the cat and mouse game. The mouse is scared of the cat, and the mouse runs into a corner. The cat follows, reaches there, so the mouse takes off and goes to another corner looking for safety. And the cat reaches there also. My dear friends, the personality test is not a game of cat and mouse. At best, it is supposed to be a decent discussion. A discussion between one smart young lady sitting on one side of the table, or one smart young man sitting on one side of the table, and a group of senior people on the other side of the table. There has to be a proper discussion. And if you are able to convert your personality test into a discussion, I can assure you, you will score exceedingly well in the personality test. So communication is very, very important. Let me also tell you, the language that you use is also important and relevant. Your language will show your level of reading. So you should be reading properly, you should be learning, you should be improving yourself all the time. That should be a lifelong mission I mentioned earlier. So communication is very, very significant part of your personality and the most vital personality trait it is. All these things should be done in a way, and manage your time properly. Time management is also very important. I don't have adequate time to go into other aspects. I will wind up now here. I want to tell you before I part with you, I want to tell you in all earnestness that your aspirations are within your reach, are within your grasp. UPSC is a fair organization, but the competition is very tough. So you are up to it. You must have your self-esteem, work hard on the right lines, take good coaching from the IAS hub, and consistently work with single-minded devotion. I'm very sure you will be able to do well for yourself and your community, your family, and your next generation also. I thank all of you for this program. I thank the IAS Hub for inviting me for this. My best wishes are there for this program, and my best wishes are for all the youngsters, especially present here. Thank you.